Hello, everyone, and welcome to Speedrunners Arena. I am the Cheese Reaver, your host and tracker for the evening, or afternoon, or whatever time it happens to be for you. And today we've got a round 3 Swiss match for the SMRAT 2021 tournament. SMRAT includes the word tournament, so that's redundant. But regardless, for SMRAT 2021, we've got a round 3 Swiss match between bizn and Fayte. They are both 1-1 with their record. The 1-1 bracket was honestly just a minefield, just a ridiculous number of good runners in the 1-1 bracket. And we've got another set of good runners here. We are just finishing getting set up in the background, and we will get this party started. And we all know, we all love getting parties started, except for those of us that hate parties, in which case we don't like getting parties started. The gate has been dropped on SRL. And there we go, we've swapped over. And so we are just waiting on stream lag to catch up, and we will be ready to party. We also should probably let Fayte know that he can start an extra screen in. Alright, both of our runners will of course head to the left and head down to the morph pedestal to pick up their morphing ball. That will of course always be the first item found here in SMRAT. Fayte is apparently streaming on a backup channel. Cool. Alright, bizn looks like must have done Moonfall. I was looking at chat. Fayte does not Moonfall. They have both made their way down the climb. bizn will be our first runner to make it to the morphing ball. And what do you know? It is, in fact, the morphing ball. Did we get a freeze on Fayte's side? Or, no? Alright, first non-morphing ball item for bizn will be a pack of power bombs. I really like finding early power bombs because you can do that early Billy Mays check. You know, Invarial, if it did, in fact, attach Samus to the morphing grid, it would explain a few things. And another pack of power bombs. That's 10 early power bombs here for our runners. Of course, the ones at the ceiling not in logic, and a pack of supers to go with. That's a nice set of starting ammo. The ones at the ceiling not in logic, without space jump, high jump, ice, and I believe bombs. No, maybe just space jump, high jump, and ice. But regardless, bizn making his way up to Billy Mays, and Fayte gets the D-boost and also has 10 power bombs. bizn having a little bit of trouble getting the morph here in this set of wall jumps heading up to Billy Mays. He does get it though. And both of our runners in the same wall jump, though Fayte still needs to drop a power bomb. Alright, bizn gets the jump in, and will be rewarded with the Spazer, the Space Laser, or Spread Laser, or Spazer, and pack of missiles. Not the worst Billy Mays I've ever seen, but far from the best. This, of course, the Billy Mays check not in logic without gravity or space jump. But our runners are going to do it anyway, even though it's not in logic. Oh, Fayte doesn't quite get the jump out of the door. Gonna reset it back up. And bizn gonna check construction zone. Oh, Fayte gotta watch his health. Those spikes do 60 damage. And bizn's phaser is immediately negated by that plasma. And Fayte having some trouble making it out of the water here at the bottom of Billy Mays. And that is unfortunately costing him some time here. And he makes it out. And set up again for the jump. I think he bonked again. bizn, meanwhile, has made it up to Old Mother Brain and found a pack of super missiles under there. That is very true. The logic only exists to be broken. And there we go. Fayte gets the jump in and will be rewarded with a spazer and a pack of missiles. bizn doing the behemoth climb, just a fin climb, ledge grab climb, whatever you want to call it there, through the climb. Gets through it nice and cleanly. I believe those rocks do 20 damage, so if Fayte gets hit by a rock, he will die. But he waits on the first one and then is able to run past the rest of them, so he's good. bizn, meanwhile, checks 230 and finds just a Kappa tank, but not having any real energy tanks just yet. You take those. You take those early. And we'll have to see if Fayte decides to also check construction zone and find the plasma there. Oh, it's 40, not 20. That's even worse. Looks like Fayte is going to make his way towards construction zone, as bizn is going to make his way into Bomb Torizo and just missiles. Not the most fun thing ever to find, but, you know, it could be worse. Also, I forgot to track plasma and spazer for Fayte. But that's now done, so no big deal. bizn gonna head to Terminator. I'm a little surprised we're not seeing just a blind gauntlet check here. Just missiles at the Terminator, as Fayte picks up the supers at Old Mother Brain. Yeah, that spazer was quite short-lived. bizn is going to do a check on the back of Gauntlet, and we'll see missiles in an E-tank. As Fayte is attempting the climb, getting trolled a little bit by wall jumps. But making his way up. And bizn making their heading into Green Bren. Fayte heading into 230. We'll find that Kappa tank. As bizn makes it through the mock ballroom, no problem. Sees supers, missiles, and more supers. Decides to not pick up the missiles, so to not pick up the supers. But does grab the supers here at Bren Reserve itself. I believe I saw supers under the Crumble Bridge. And there's a screw attack. Meaning, depending on what they find as up logic, that front of Gauntlet could have something important. And yes, Billy Mays was checked, Vaco Gauntlet was checked, Old Mother Brain was checked. Fate grabbing a save at the ship and then rebooting? Did Fate not? Fate didn't take the time to change his controller. I have done that before. It is not pleasant. And Bison finds an E-Tank and the Spring Ball here at the Edacoons. Looks like Fate not going to attempt those wall jumps up to Gauntlet. Gauntlet not in logic. Without up logic, which does not include those wall jumps, because they are not fun wall jumps. As Fate picks up the missiles out of Terminator. And Bison gonna check Edacoon Powerbomb and grapple. Yes, Screw was at early supers. Bison not skipping grapple. We saw in last night's four-way how dangerous skipping grapple can be. As Bison is now in Big Pink, has plenty of items to check. And we start with a pack of supers here in the middle of Big Pink. And Fate making his way into Green Bread. Yeah, unfortunately, Fate having those controller issues has put him a little behind. Oh, and high jump boots in Big Pink at Mission Impossible. Always love to find high jump boots. Best movement item in the game. See an E-Tank at charge missiles. And looks like Bison going to set up for the Spore Spawn skip. Gets it on, I believe, the third try. As Fate does decide to collect the missiles and super missiles at Ron Popeil. And Bison just sees missiles here at Spore Spawn. Not the greatest thing ever. As Fate picks up that screw attack, which reminds me to track the screw attack on Bison. Bison using that screw attack to full effect here in the wave gate room, not having to worry about the damage from that big side hopper. And with those high jump boots, was just able to moonwalk into the door or against the wall, jump, and get the gate glitch no problem, and finds an E-Tank. Meanwhile, at the Edacoons, Fate is picking up an E-Tank as well. And we'll quickly pick up the Spring Ball. And that's another Peepo SB. And just missiles at charge, and Bison says, no thank you. I've had enough missiles. I did not roll the seed, so I am not responsible for it. That's all I can say. Alright, Fate making his way up to Etiquette's power bomb as Bizn picks up supers at the Green Hill missile item. And next major decision we'll see is whether Bizn decides to head up or down Red Tower. And looks like Bizn is going to head down as Fate picks up that grapple. Everybody loves grapple beam. Bizn did skip X-ray, which is in logic with that grapple beam. Last night we did see a suit in X-ray. We've seen him before, obviously. It is a long check to make, though. So I can't blame a runner for deciding to skip it or at least postpone it. Alright. So Bizn gonna make his way towards Kraid. We will have to see if Kraid is in fact the destination. Looks like that is the case, as Fate is now making his way around Big Pink, and will likely pick up all Big Pink has to offer. Let's see if Bizn checks Kraid missiles. Looks like, yep, and we've got supers, as Fate picks up those high jump boots at Mission Impossible. That is true. The high jump boot location is always in logic as soon as you find some supers. Alright. Bizn looks like a standardized setup for a 2 missile 3 super Kraid quick kill. And sets Kraid up, knocks Kraid down. No muss, no fuss. Dead Kraid. I did not see, what was it, Varia? Speed. That is important. That is an important item. Both because it's an awesome item to have, that is your logical bot wound access, that is your logical front of gauntlet access. And the frog pocket holds missiles. But still, speed booster at Kraid is big time. Fate going for the wave gate glitch. I'm not sure he's quite all the way against the wall. No, he's a pixel off. If you don't use Moonwalk, you have to do a morph quick turnaround in order to make sure you're fully against the wall. Right, Bizn heading into high jump, sees supers, a Kappa tank, and another back missiles. Alright, Fate gonna go for either the door strats or just does the drop strat. Not very commonly seen, but it works. Yeah, or you can take damage to get knocked into the wall. That is true. Alright. Bizn does the croc escape check, just sees an E-tank. And is going to take that speed booster and head over to the corner of Bubble Mountain. I like the check. You're already here, and it's not, yeah, it's not the shortest check ever, but if it turns out to be something important, it's a very important check. It's just a pack of supers, so it's not a huge deal, but it could easily be a suit. Fayte picks up the supers here in Green Hills. So logically, our high jump boots are in logic, which means that speed booster is in logic. The speed booster puts the screw attack in logic, which means the front of Gauntlet is in logic and could be progression. And looks like Fayte is going to do the X-ray check. Oh. Bizn gets grabbed by the Yapping Maw. That's never fun. And Fayte will find at the X-ray gravity suit. Bizn has now skipped X-ray twice, and Fayte just found gravity suit, which is in logic because the grapple beam is in logic. That is huge. And that's also Red Tower, getting to the top of Red Tower logic through Meridia. Bizn, meanwhile, is going to check here at the top of Red Tower. Alpha Power Bombs. Gets eaten by the Vile Plume. Fayte has got to watch his health. Oh no! Fayte takes a death at X-ray on the spikes. That is unfortunate. I think the last time he saved was prior to going back to Big Pink. So that's going to lose him high jump boots, screw attack. I think now that's correct. And top of Red Tower, kind of a bust for Bizn. A Kappa tank and a couple packs of ammo. That is very true, Invarial. Fayte does have the knowledge. And I guess his button combo didn't get saved? Fayte definitely has the knowledge lead. And a lot of that is going to be heavily based on how long it takes before Bizn checks X-ray. But Bizn might just be... I can't... No, okay, not going all the way to wreck ship, just do an emote check. If you're going to go to wreck ship, you're at least going to, go heal up and such first, because you don't have a suit. Alright. Bizn going to head to the ship, probably catch a save. I expect we'll see a Criteria Power Bombs check, and then probably a Gauntlet check. And there's the spark towards Power Bombs. Oh, trying to do the Shine Spark method there. Unfortunately, bonks the spark. Bonks another and then just decides to head in. Has that screw attack, so doesn't have a lot of fear. Just missiles. Here at Criteria Power Bombs. Meanwhile, we've got Fayte back at early supers. Doesn't quite get the mock ball. Gets it on the second go through. And Bizn is now in the gauntlet. And we will get to see what's in gauntlet. Or what's in the front. We already know what's in the back. It was an E-tank and pack of ammo. I think it was supers. And just supers here in the front of gauntlet. So Bizn, I'm trying to think what Bizn hasn't checked that is in logic. Obviously, X-ray. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that's in logic for Bizn that hasn't been checked. Oh, that's true. Ocean and Spooky, because of the grapple beam. Waterway is, with the knowledge we have, Waterway would be in logic. Bizn doesn't currently have Waterway in logic due to not having the gravity suit yet. But Waterway will be in logic. Fayte making his way back towards Big Pink. Bizn stopping, doing some thinking. Doing a little undership thinking. And now apparently has a plan. So we will have to see where that plan leads. Maybe a climb supers check? It's not in logic without the ice beam, but you know, logic is optional. Bizn checking Old Mother Brain, which has already been checked. The only thing in this area that hasn't been checked yet is climb supers. Looks like we are going to get a climb supers check. Or... Billy Mays was already checked. It was Spazer and a missile pack. Bizn. And climb supers is just missiles. And we see a reset on that side. Just going to reset back to the ship. I don't recognize that phone number, so I'm not going to answer that call. Alright, Fayte trying to get the pixel drop. I think he got it. I can't hear though, but looks like he did. Gonna go back and recollect this E-tank as Bizn is headed towards the wreck ship, but we'll have to see whether that actually is a wreck ship check or going to head down Red Tower. Looks like wreck ship. Looks like wreck ship. So we will now get to see what is at Ocean Missile, Spooky Missile, and Bizn may or may not go ahead and do Phantoon. Fantune not in logic yet without that gravity suit. Oh, and there's a space jump at the ocean. Space doesn't actually do much of anything logically, but it may remind bizn that X-ray is a thing. It's just, you know, it's a helpful movement item as much as some people hate it. Fayte is also putting on the thinking cap, headed somewhere. Alright, we have an E-Tank here at Spooky Missile. Fayte didn't go down to Edikuns to get that spring ball. Alright, looks like bizn is just going to head in towards Fantune. Not in logic without that gravity suit, but bizn is a plenty good enough runner to handle Fantune with this loadout. And the elephant ghost is on the screen. At least for now. Let's see what kind of Doppler we get here. Nice Doppler, looked like probably a 4 missile Doppler there. Not bad at all. Is doing a great job dealing with the flames. And there's another, hey, I get to track spring ball a 3rd time. It's very rare in a 2-way race that you get to track spring ball 3 times. Alright, Fantune on bizn's side looking awfully red. Probably just needs a missile and a super. And that is a dead elephant ghost for bizn. So bizn currently has a 2-boss lead. Fayte having the I know where gravity suit lead. Which of those leads will come to fruition? Who knows? But knowing where that gravity suit is at X-ray. Fayte found it, but then died to spikes. bizn has skipped past X-ray, I believe. Yeah, both going down Red Tower and headed back up. There's no guarantee Vari is at Shack. I didn't roll this seed. Stratlog did. That actually is an interesting point. If Varia turns out to be in the wrecked ship, that might actually be a bad thing for bizn, because if you find Varia in the wrecked ship, you're probably headed straight for Norfair. You're probably not going to take that detour to X-ray. Nope, bizn not going to do the full clear. Is going to skip out on the top half of wrecked ship. Doesn't have much in logic right now. Well, actually, really, X-ray is, I believe, the only item still in logic for bizn. Now, if bizn goes straight to X-ray and grabs the grabs gravity, that will give that. Yeah, that'd be a pretty commanding lead over Fayte at that point. Being up 2 bosses having speed, having space, having same suit layout. And there is the gravity suit once again for Fayte. Looks like, alright. bizn is going to head into X-ray, will find this gravity suit, and that will give him a fairly large lead. We did have a high five here. X-ray, not a common place to have a high five, but we got one. And bizn picks up that gravity suit. And now Meridia is their oyster. And Fayte makes it out of X-ray intact this time, and is going to visit the Sloater's refill. When you need help, brought to you by Sloater's 27. When you need health and you're near Red Tower, choose Sloater's. Alright, Fayte gonna head up to Spazer. I think it was an E-Tank, might have been ammo. bizn, on the other hand, I expect we are going to see a trip straight... Nope, it was just missiles. We're going to see a trip straight to the tube and straight into Meridia. With gravity, you only need 3 E-Tanks for Phantoon to be in logic. If you have gravity and either charge or screw attack, it's only 2. Alright. bizn blind checks Main Street. And sees just missiles at Crab Supers. And is going to go for a Mama Turtle check. Open to the door towards Everest, but decides... Meanwhile, Fayte heading into Kraid's lair. bizn finds an E-Tank at Mama Turtle. Gonna pick it up. You know, you're over half dead. Might as well pick up an E-Tank. Get the free refill. And let's see what is in the wall here at Mama Turtle. Ooh, I think that's an ice beam. That's a nice beam. Right, meanwhile, we've got Fayte heading towards Kraid. Once Kraid is defeated, Fayte will be the proud new owner of a screw... no, not a screw attack, of a speed booster. He already has screw attack. bizn gonna head up to the beach. Finds power bombs at the beach. He's gonna head over to the watering hole. Fayte unfortunately does not get the Kraid quick kill, so we will see the stand up. Just needs to put one more, and there's the Varia suit at the watering hole for bizn. Also an E-Tank. And Fayte defeats Kraid and is rewarded with the speed booster. So that puts Bizon in ammo mode. Either wants a couple more packs of ammo or charge beam. In this situation, were I Bizon, I would probably head straight for Lower Norfair and hope Ridley has my charge beam, and if not, just try to pick up enough ammo on the way back up. But looks like Bizon is going to go ahead and head towards Botwoon. Or Aqueduct check. Aqueduct is some power bombs and missiles, which Bizon does pick up. And Fayte also grabbing missiles here at the Frog Pocket. Frog Pocket! Alright, so we've got Bizon about to head into Botwoon. Has 50 supers, so not really in much danger of soft locking. And Fayte headed down into Norfair. Sure, we're about to see the high jump check, which I believe was a Capitank. No, actually. Fayte gonna head into Ice. This not in logic without Various Suit, but Fayte does have that speed booster, so it's not the worst check ever. Oh, but he decides to leave. Meanwhile, Bizon finishes off Botwoon and is going to head towards the Coliseum. It has that space jump, really making the Coliseum itself fairly trivial when you've got space jump. And Precious is more supers, giving Bizon the your standard end game number of supers at 60. And Fayte now going to head down to high jump, or we're going to make a liar out of me and check Croc Escape. Just an E-Tank. So it looks like we're going to probably see a Shine Spark, at least a Shine Spark start to the Dragon fight here on Bizon's side. Whether we see the Shine Spark finish or not, who knows? Alright, Fayte picks up the supers, picks up the reserve tank. Oh, Bizon forgets about that screw attack and kills the goop. Oh, didn't have grapple selected, was going for the quick grapple kill. Unfortunately, did not have it selected, so is just going to wait it out here. Get spanked a few times by Dragon. And gets the grapple. The shrimp dies. Fries the shrimp. A 10-man multi for Prime 2 Echoes. That sounds horrifying. I'm sure it'll be fun, but it also sounds horrifying. And just supers here at the space jump location behind Dragon. Fayte, meanwhile, just heading into Meridian now. Let's see. Nope, doesn't do the check on Main Street. Might be headed for Mama Turtle. As Bizon putting that space jump to full effect, getting back out of the Coliseum. But Fayte will likely find the Ice Beam here at Mama Turtle Wall. And bizn decides to pick up supers here at Botwoon. That is enough ammo? Yes. That is enough ammo for full go mode. It's not the most comfortable amount of ammo ever, but it is enough. Assuming a Zeb skip. bizn gonna head to a sand pit. This is probably just as much to check the sand pit as it is to just head towards Lower Norfair. Let's see what's in the left sand pit. bizn get trolled by the sand a little. E-tank and supers. Looks like bizn is going to pick up at least the E-tank. Fayte, meanwhile, making the play we know is a good play up towards beach. The beach itself, not super good, but we know that Varia is lurking in the watering hole. Fayte might be trying to Crystal Flash. Health isn't quite low enough and still has something in his reserve, so that is unfortunately not an option. Looks like bizn is going to head out of Meridia. And down the elevator towards Norfair as Fayte is about to be rewarded with a Varia suit. And a brand new car! No, I mean, just a Varia suit. And picks up the E-tank as well for the free refill. Alright. bizn gonna probably head right down into Lower Norfair. Has plenty of ammo, doesn't really need to farm or anything. Meanwhile, let's see what Fayte decides to do. Go ahead and complete Meridia, head towards Norfair, head up towards the wreck ship. I mean, those are kind of the three options. Wreck ship, I believe, being the by far least likely. And it looks like Fayte is going to head deeper into Meridia. And bizn hits the Lower Norfair elevator after having... When you've got space jump and all the suits and everything, calling it a lava dive just feels wrong. I mean, it's like it's a mild swim. Hey, I would love to, for On Burgundy, to do a set of comms together. We do not see a turn towards Gold Terizo. No big shocker. bizn is actually in full go mode. Might want a little more ammo, or of course, a charge beam would be nice. But doesn't need anything else. Meanwhile, Fayte about to take on the Sea Snake at about 27, maybe 28 supers heading in. Botwoon, of course, having a notoriously awful hitbox. Just one of the worst hitboxes ever. And definitely the worst hitbox in this game. And that's kind of saying something. Fayte down to 3 supers here. I believe he's 2 supers off from dead Botwoon. Ooh, gonna have to go to the missile backup. Had 30 though. I believe he only needs to hit 3 of them. I believe he's 1 missile shy. And that is a dead Sea Snake. And not great drops for Fayte there. may end up doing, depending on what method he intends to use to murder Dragon, may do a little farming. And looks like he will do at least a little, or may just be looking for another couple of supers for doors and such. Bizn, meanwhile, in the Kung Fu Pirate room, murders the Kung Fu Pirates. It turns out, at least in that room, it's true. Everybody was Kung Fu fighting. Anyway, Bizn heading into Ridley, gonna take on the Space Pelican. As Fayte farms up here pre-Dragon. Bizn got a pretty nice pogo pattern out of Ridley. And Fayte headed back towards Botwoon, or possibly just... Oh, gonna grab the pack of supers here. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love Kung Fu fighting as much as the next person. What I truly love is the sequel to Kung Fu Fighting, Carl Douglas's Dance the Kung Fu. And if you've never heard Dance the Kung Fu, as soon as the race is over, you need to go YouTube Dance the Kung Fu. And Bizn checks behind Ridley and finds bombs. Decides not to pick them up. Doesn't really gain anything from regular bombs at this point. I'm sure was hoping for charge. Fayte not having that space jump, having a little bit slower of time here in the Coliseum. This one of the rooms where space jump really shines. As Bizn is going to make his way... Does he get... Oh, gets the speedball out of Wasteland. Nicely done. And will make his way up and out of Lower Norfair. Has that screw attack, making the escape just so much easier and safer. Screw attack is a great item, but in Lower Norfair, screw attack is an amazing item. Just being able to kill the gold pirates, not the metal pirates, the regular gold pirates, and the red key hunters safely with screw attack just really is nice. Alright, Fayte has entered Dragon's lair and is waiting for the shrimp to swoop. She's a swoopy shrimp. Try to say that 10 times fast. This is not 0-2, this is 1-1. Both of our runners are 1-1. And I did not see what Bizn found at Franker's Z, but I didn't see anybody in chat yell about it being charge, so I'm gonna guess it's not anything super important. As Fayte finishes off the shrimp, a well-fried shrimp. Isn't it though? Dance the Kung Fu is definitely a song. Alright, Bizn runs through the speedway and then runs back. Not completely certain. Not sure what Bizn's up to. Maybe second guessing the ammo situation. Meanwhile, Fayte makes his way out of Dragon's Lair and will head back to the Coliseum as bizn is leaving Norfair for the last time. As before bizn will have a chance to return to Norfair, the planet will explode. And, I mean, Norfair is already hot and lava-y enough. Post-planet explosion, you definitely don't want any of that. Alright, so we've got Fayte making his way back through the Coliseum. As we have bizn headed up through Everest. Let's see if we get a fish tickle. No, the fish is just entirely ignored. How sad for the ponkfish. And bizn bids farewell to Red Tower. As Fayte is likely about to bid farewell to Meridia and head down towards Lower Norfair. Fayte gonna catch a save here at Aqueduct. We might see we might see him check both sand pits here. We saw left sand pit. It was supers and an E-tank. Or nope, Fayte just grabbing a safety save. Never mind. As bizn is tearing through criteria towards Torian. Did stop at the ship, got a full refill, has plenty of ammo for Turian. Looks like Fayte is going to do, well, he was going to do a check of crab supers, but decides against it. And is going to head down instead. bizn gets on the lower Norfair, or not the lower Norfair elevator, the Turian elevator at 5542. So we're probably looking at a 106-ish. Though bizn does have Ice Beam, so Turian will be a little faster than, of course, without. Because power bombing things is very slow. bizn gets caught, so it's going to have to power bomb Metroid Room 1 anyway. bizn is done with Metroid Room 1, as Fayte is headed down towards Lava Dive. May do a little farming first. bizn finishes off Metroid Room 2. That's true, Invariant. bizn had the opportunity to pick up those bombs behind Ridley, but decided against it. bizn in the final Metroid room, gets the freeze, finishes with full supers, and can refill missiles if necessary. So next up for bizn will be a possible baby skip. Looks like... Nope, we are seeing a damage down. There will be no attempted baby skip. And Fayte about to lava dive does not have space jump, so we'll likely see a gravity jump there. Ooh, bizn facing left and losing 40 frames. How sad. Oh, Fate unfortunately breaks spin just a little too early at the top of Lava Dive. And Fate gets the gravity jump, has completed the Lava Dive, and will now head into Lower Norfair. Meanwhile, Bizn has done the refill post-baby. Just has a few doors and some Zebatites. And then there's Mother Brain. Looks like Bizn going for a speed Zeb skip. Oh, gets the blue suit, but doesn't quite get the down press. Doesn't quite get it on the second try. Is gonna turn off screw attack. So likely we're now going to see a note out there to anyone who wants to do the ice Zeb skip with plasma but without wave. If you're gonna do it from underneath, you do have to crouch. Fate is trying to break the blocks here at the middle of worst room in the game with screw attack. That unfortunately does not work. And Bizn gets the speed Zeb skip. Nicely done. Always impressive. I think Plasma's the one that makes it where you have to crouch. I will freely admit to not being 100% on that, but... Alright, Bizn entering Mother Brain 2 with 67 supers, has 7 misses. As Fate has finished the worst room in the game and is now in the actual worst room in the game, Amphitheater. Which may or may not actually be the worst room in the game, because Wave Double Chamber, also strong contender for actual worst room in the game. Bizn, we have seen a catch-up. We have seen another catch-up. Mother Brain 2 is down for Bizn, so we will enter the cutscene as Fate makes his way past the 3 amigos and will grab a pre-Ridley save. Baby decides to eat the rainbow beam. Clearly the baby Metroid is a fan of Skittles and wants to taste the rainbow. Fate here in Wasteland, gonna use that screw attack to full effect on these Disgigas. Will check power bombs of shame, it looks like. Which I think was ammo of some variety when he... Yep. There were missiles. This channel is in no way sponsored by Skittles. But Skittles, if you're listening and you want to sponsor me, I will sell out in a heartbeat. I will spend every waking moment of any stream I'm a part of speaking of how much I love Skittles, if Skittles wants to pay me. Unfortunately, on Bizon's side, the baby has died, perhaps having tasted too much of the rainbow. And Bizon here on Mother Brain 3 just has to shoot her in her stupid chicken face 36 times with the hyper beam for killing the baby. And then the escape will begin. It's true. And I mean, to be fair, if you eat too many onion rings, it might kill you. You know, that much fried food can't be great for you. All right, Bizn entering the escape as Fayte getting trolled a little bit by the Ghidorah. Yet. The answer to that is yet. I eat lots of fried stuff, and I'm not dead yet. Anyway, on less macabre topics, Bizn making his way through the Leodoc's room as the planet explodes around him. Okay, so maybe that's not a less macabre topic. Heads into the climb, gets the spark, just has a few rooms left, gotta make it through the parlor. Does not want to save the animals. And Bizn has done in first place with an official time of 1 hour, 4 minutes, and 53 seconds. GG to Bizn, our winner and runner who is now 2-1. Meanwhile, we have Fayte taking on the Pelican. The Pelican from space. Walked in with plenty of supers to knock this out, and it looks like Bizn's in the green room, so let me pull. And we are joined by our winner, Bizn. GG, Bizn.
Thank you. Can you hear me?
I can.
Thank you.
How'd you like the seed?
It was nice. I mean, I was wandering around at the beginning. Checked, I think, everything. If I'm right, gravity was in the last possible location for a suit.
I believe you did last location gravity. I think X-ray was the only thing you hadn't checked by that point.
Yeah, I wasn't confident enough to check it on the way up. I thought about it because I practiced it, but you could probably see that I have quite a bit of rando experience. I don't know. I don't know a lot of the stuff.
No,
was it close? How's Fayte doing?
Fayte was doing all right. Unfortunately for Fayte, two problems. Apparently, when he first started, he forgot to change his controls, so he went down. Got Morph Ball, did Billy Mays, and did all that. Went back to the ship, saved, reset, and then fixed his controls. But he lost a decent bit of time on wall jumps and such because when you're not used to your controls. And then Fayte actually, after leaving Big Pink, you went up Red Tower, or no, you went down first and then back up. Fayte went directly to X-Ray and gravity, but then died on the way out to the spikes. And got reset back to that previous save where he had to go redo all of Brinstar, basically. So, a couple of unfortunates there for Fayte.
Yeah, that's the spot I tried to avoid because in my last race I died 8 times, I think. So this time I was uber careful. I was only going to places where I knew. So I was picking up all the E-tanks.
I can definitely understand caution if you died a bunch of times in your previous seed, no doubt.
Oh yeah, but I mean that's unfortunate. He would have been way ahead because I guess I got speed and I didn't. Yeah, I still did about 5 or 6 minutes worth of extra checks.
Yeah, you did a few minutes of extra check, though you did. Fate hasn't gone direct ship at all yet, so he's done all of this without space jump. So you were able to make really good time through parts of Meridia because you have that space jump, especially like Coliseum.
Yeah, that's it's just the comfort. At my level, it's a very big comfort item,
Oh no,
and it
I
does.
love
Yeah,
space
it
jump.
does.
A lot of people have problems with space jump. I love space jump. I pick up space jump
Oh,
when I
no.
see space jump.
No problems with it.
uh,
Absolutely.
but yeah, no, it was a fun race to watch. I mean, definitely GG. Congrats on the win. You are now
Thank you.
in the 2-1 bracket, which last I looked at it is a murderer's row. There's some really, really good runners in that 2-1 bracket.
Yeah, I'm pretty confident because I kind of feel that my execution is not terrible. I think it's I mean
No,
pretty good for the tournament.
your execution was great during the race.
Thank you, but I'm really lacking. Well, this is obviously my first. This is my first randomizer tournament, so I'm playing like a couple of seeds a day, learning a lot, and it's great fun.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. I mean, that's why we play, because randomizers are fun, not because we get
I
talked
guess
into it by people.
I can watch the restream now. Yeah, I guess
Yeah,
it's.
yeah. Once you've that done, you can pull up the restream. It's no issues there.
Yeah, that's very harsh for him. That sucks. I mean, he got. It's a pretty hefty bet to go straight to X-ray because it's such a long check. You could even see that when I was leaving, I never do X-ray because I just hate the check usually. I mean, obviously
Yeah,
by the time I did it, I had it was free. I had space jump and screw attack. But the funny thing is, I didn't even know how the pillars work back there, how to get out. So I
yeah.
know that I know the hundo chat where you just shoot once and you're back out. But I don't know what to do after a power bomb. And laying the power bomb was actually pretty silly, but I was not sure this is the last spot because I've missed a spot or two in my previous race.
No, that's totally understandable. And yeah, X-ray is one of those locations that you never want to have to check in randomizer because it's such a long check for one item, and it's a dangerous check. And it's just I totally understand last locationing it because it's not a fun place to be. X-ray is not a fun place to be.
Absolutely.
Oh. But yeah, other than that, I
Thank you
didn't
very
see
much.
you. No, oh no, thank you,
Sorry.
thank you for the racing.
Yeah,
I
I
didn't
just
see where charge was.
um
In the
yeah,
credits.
neither did I was maybe
You were,
someone in chat, but
it's all good. But yeah, if you need to take off, by all means, head on out.
as you wish. I'm happy to stay, happy to leave.
That is 100% up to you. Lava
Huh?
room, missile lava. I think that's cathedral. I'm pretty sure lava room missile's got to be cathedral. I don't know what else. I don't know what else that would be.
Ah. And as usual, right before this race, Zero, who has got quite a bit of more experience, told me, "Do not forget," because last race, the suit was the first suit was at Bubble Mountain,
Hmm.
and so I didn't have Varia. Neither of us did, and one check there is open with speed, the Bubble Mountain check.
Right.
And I didn't do it for like half an hour. So this time, as soon as I got speed, it is somewhere in Croc, if I remember correctly, I went straight down there and make sure I checked that and
No,
checked the high jump items.
yeah, if you're
And
there at high jump and you've got speed, it is almost always it's worth the time just because of if the item is there and you don't check it then, it's probably going to be a really long time before you get back to that area.
yeah, because the criteria checks are all pretty long. I had 2 or 3 left, and they're so long. You have to like go somewhere, spark, and
Yeah,
So, and he was telling me, do not forget Cathedral when you do that because it's so easy to forget. You have speed, you just steam down through the Frog Speedway.
yeah, you just roll through the speedway and leave. And looks like Fate may be doing the traditional Fantoon skip. I'm hoping he doesn't.
Oh,
Actually, he doesn't have enough ammo to beat Mother Brain. May just be going for a ship refill prior to going to wreck ship.
yeah, and I absolutely. If you took an unfortunate death, it's like very very comforting to have a couple of saves down the road. Oh
Wait,
no,
you see,
unfortunately.
he stops. He checks his map. He sees he has not headed towards the wreck ship yet. He does not make it all the way to the G4. So we do not get the Fantoon skip today. Yeah, I expect we won't see him check much here in wreck ship. Probably just enough to get some ammo. Because he will need some. Oh, something just happened.
Yeah, I was stuck leaving Norfair. Splendid gravity jump. He should have high jump.
He does. He may not know about that little ledge that you can stand on and high jump up.
I was worried during the race because I'm pretty sure Fate has more rando experience than me, and you know, whenever you as like a newer rando player are taking trips around the whole map searching for new items, you're kind of worried that someone with more experience has already been to where the most likely location is, which it turned out to be true. He did.
Yeah, yeah. No, he definitely he found gravity a decent, probably 8-9 minutes before you did. But it's
Yeah.
just the that death caught him hard. You know, it happens. I mean, who knows had he not taken that death where it would have all led? But you know, you can
Yeah,
never know
that's
what
right.
choices you would make. Because taking a death definitely changes what choices you make within a seed.
Yeah, it's very rough, and probably especially for his ammo count, because he probably had to forgo a lot of ammo, which he picked up during his first like pink Bryn clear up.
Yeah, he definitely skipped parts of Pink Bren on his second time through,
Yeah,
try to make up for that.
if you know Wavegate is just a pack of supers, you're not gonna go there, but you're gonna pick them up if you're checking it.
Right. I'm trying to think what else happened in the seed. It turned out to be more straightforward than it started, because really once you got gravity, it wasn't but a couple of minutes before you found Varia there in Meridia.
Yeah, I was thinking about those checks, whether I should like make more or less checks, but I guess it's a good thing I continued with thorough cleanup. I
No, no
pretty
doubt.
much had a phone.
And it's anecdotal evidence, but items like the hide in the beach and watering hole in SMRAT, just in my anecdotal experience, they like to hide good stuff there.
Yeah, the Bubble Mountain Norfolk Reserve is a popular spot for a good item.
Absolutely. Weirdly enough, I almost never find anything good at wave beam, like at wave or wave missile.
I will get back to you once I have more data.
No doubt, no doubt.
Oh, I had one. Well, I mean, it doesn't matter. But I'm kind of thinking about Fate here. He's missing, what, 3 packs of supers?
Minimum ammo, he would want 1 pack of missiles and 1 pack of supers, just absolute minimum.
Wow.
And he'd definitely probably be more comfortable with probably 2 or 3 packs of supers, just because that'll give you more leeway against Mother Brain.
Yeah, I was very worried I wouldn't have enough ammo. And then when I actually got the Turian, I remember that you can refill the missiles. You can basically open up to 3 doors and refill missiles.
Right, yeah, and then by the time you got to Mother Brain 2, I think you had 67 supers, so you had a significant number you could miss.
Yeah, it's 68. Pretty sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so you weren't going in with just 60 and having to hope that she didn't duck you, because sometimes she'll just duck you like that. You'll
Yeah,
be
but I was
firing
still.
supers away, and
Yeah. I think these two are supers, if I remember correctly.
um, I I don't remember because you only check the bottom half of Rex ship, right?
Why is he not picking them up?
Oh, does Fate may not know the ammo counts.
Yeah, I didn't. I always go back to, well, obviously we all watch like world record runs, and they're 15:10, and I add 60 to that every time, so I
At
end up at
60.
1570,
Yeah, that would work
and then
nicely.
yeah, and then I make sure I have an extra super pack, and all the missiles are contingency.
Yeah, no, no, that's a good way to go about it. I always remember 4060 just because of just having spent enough time doing randomizers. That number gets kind of ingrained in your brain eventually. Uh,
So he still needs a super pack.
he
I mean,
does.
he can refill, I guess.
Right. We may see him do Gauntlet, which he knows there's a super pack at the end of Gauntlet.
Oh,
Um,
right.
but I don't know if he was going to pick up a super. I would have expected him to pick it up there at the left side supers in Wreck Ship. That's going to be a
Yeah, being in
much
the room already.
yeah, it's going to be a much faster check.
That's when I skipped actually, and I was kicking myself at the end there. I don't know why. I just sometimes you kind of hope that it's something else. You see a pack of supers, and you're kind of upset. The next thing you know, you're out the door, and you can't be bothered to come back for it.
That's true. No, he's not going to Gauntlet. Unfortunately, if he gets through the last Metroid room, he will be soft locked. He will not have enough ammo to complete Mother Brain.
Even with refills.
Even with refills, because if you break the glass, refill, you can break
Yeah.
the glass just with
Yeah, yeah.
missiles, and then you need 30 missiles just to kill Mother Brain 1, even if you've broken the glass. But he wouldn't have enough missiles and supers combined after that
Yep.
to finish off Mother Brain 2. Yeah, so it is unfortunate, but unless he realizes that missile count, he will not be able to complete the game.
Yeah, it's very rough. I mean, I started running randos right after New Year's, and like in the first 10 I did, I got soft lock at least 8 times, I think, in 8 of them.
Yeah, no, it's very easy to if you're not used to it to not really know the logic and the ammo counts.
Yeah, and especially all the little things when you're low on power bombs and you need them to jump, you just don't think about those until you actually get into that spot.
That's true because in all the vanilla categories, that's never a problem because there's not a
Nope.
vanilla category that you don't pick up bombs.
But other than that, the game is very, very well designed to not allow you a soft lock.
No, and the folks at the Varia randomizers have put all the tweaks in that I really like as far as making areas more accessible without the same stuff.
Ooh. He's not even gonna have 55 now, right? Yeah.
No, he's only got 54. I mean,
I
he
mean,
already
I get,
wasn't gonna make it, but that is unfortunate on Fate's side. But we will let him play it out, and we'll see whether he decides to. Now, if he saves before Mother Brain, he'll be hard locked. Otherwise, he could go back to his ship save and theoretically, go find a pack of supers somewhere.
I thought hard locked is when you can't like even move, when the game doesn't accept inputs, and soft lock is when you've done something logically, so you can like move around, but you cannot progress.
You may be right. I'm not sure.
But
He'll be
I'm
locked
not.
though. His save will be useless. He won't be able to go back to a previous save or anything.
Yeah, please take my words with a grain of salt, because the first time I ever soft lock was 2 weeks ago. So.
No, that's fair. That's fair. I will happily not know what's going to go. All right, so we're going to go with perma soft locked according to chat. All right, we'll call it perma soft locked. Yeah, I think you're right. And then hard lock is like you have caused a hardware error that is allowing nothing to happen.
So now he's missing the doors.
Yeah, which missing the doors here and going back for a refill would be would be a good strat. Unfortunately, he just doesn't have enough supers.
Yeah, he's probably thinking he probably miscounted the glass. I'm trying to do the math in my head, because yeah, you need just 6 projectiles to break the glass. So he might have not counted those, because he did make a pause just like a little while ago. He was obviously counting his ammo. There was really no other reason for him to pause. I did the same thing. That's why I can relate to it. I did the same thing, leaving Lower Norfolk, because I figured Bubble Mountain was the best place to get some items.
Right. So it
Probably one of the only places.
looks like he's gonna pop the Zebs with missiles and go for a refill. But yeah, it is unfortunate that this will all be for naught. That's true. Burgundy in chat's pointing out he may be mistaking the ammo count for Ridley with the one for Mother Brain, because Ridley, same amount of health, but half the supers.
Oh yeah, Ridley takes double damage.
Right. And we may still see a save, and if he saves, that would be a full restart of the whole seed. Which I love commentary and all, but I don't really want to re-commentate the whole seed. But no, I mean, really, it sucks for Fate, or this, and then that death at Gravity or at X-Ray where he found Gravity. Just that lost him so much time that. It's
Yeah, and you
unfortunate,
take
but
you take a hit psychologically as well. I can absolutely relate to that. You
oh
kind
yeah,
of
once you start taking
you,
deaths, it's rough.
so the glass regenerates, right?
Right.
I
If you
think.
don't break it completely, the glass will regenerate.
Funny enough, in my previous match with Papa Schmo, he had some pretty similar issues, but he was so far ahead of me. He only took 6 deaths to my 8.
I think I
So
watched that one. I think everybody, it was a 4-way, and everyone in that one died multiple times.
that was another big one. Yeah, ours was a 2-way.
Oh, okay. So I'm thinking of a different way, because I'm thinking of a 4-way where like all 4 runners died multiple times, and it was just a kind of
Yeah,
a slaughterhouse.
that must have been an absolute trip to track that.
Yeah, I don't know who was tracking that one, but my hat's off to them, because yeah, deaths make tracking very, very difficult.
Yeah, thank you. I can't thank you enough for tracking, commentating, and shot log restreaming and administering.
We do it because we love it. That's but we appreciate the thanks, of course, and thank you for running for us. And I will now give my little spiel that I love to give. You should follow these runners. They race on the internet for your enjoyment for free. You have not had to pay anything to watch this race, but you can go give these runners a follow, and you should. And that is a perma soft lock for Fate. he has saved prior to Mother Brain without enough ammo to complete. Unfortunately, he won't find that out until he gets deep into Mother Brain 2.
Yeah, this is in vanilla. This is an absolutely fantastic twist to the game, because I found myself after I first beat Super Metroid as an adult. I found myself reloading the save I made before Mother Brain to go and explore the world, and it was such a good idea to not allow me to do that, because uh, I got to enjoy the game from the beginning, and well, the
Yeah.
rest is history.
It's an odd design choice to just lock you into Turian once you get past those Metroid rooms, but I like it.
Yeah, it absolutely made sense for me. It gave me that one extra chance to fall in love with the game.
And that's why we race it, because we love it. Or because we hate it. Some of us love it, some of us hate it. And I think Fayte thought he had Charge Beam. And we unfortunately do have a dot forfeit from Fayte.
Rough.
Yeah, that is. So we'll see if Fayte decides to join in on the interview or not. My cat has apparently decided she wants to join in on the interview. She's not allowed on the desk. Looks like Fayte is going to join us for an interview, and we'll get to see his. We'll get to hear his thoughts on this. Okay, it'll be a minute for Fayte, but he will be joining us. But yeah, once again, follow the runners; they deserve it. Follow Stratlog; he deserves it. If you really want to follow me, I won't hate you forever for it.
Yeah, make sure you guys follow the people who make this a show. It's a big honor to be a part. It's only my second Super Metroid tournament. Unfortunately, I haven't. I've done some restreaming, so even commentary. But fortunately, yeah, I live in a kind of a vastly different time zone, and it's not always easy.
No, understandable. I know we have every now and then we'll have runners who live 12 hours apart from each other, almost literally time zone wise. So finding a time where they can race with each other is
Actually, you'll be surprised, but 12 hours works pretty well because you can squeeze in like an hour in the morning, wake up a bit earlier or something, and for the other guy, it's the evening. The worst
right.
is 8 to 9 hours because your active hours are
Looks like Fayte has
immediately intersecting with sleep.
no doubt. Fayte has hopped in the green room, which I don't know if Fayte knows that he has the rights to pull himself up, but I'll pull him up. And we are joined by Fayte. GG Fayte. If you're speaking, you're muted. I swear we're joined by Fayte. I promise.
And let's remember push to talk is on, and I unplugged my mute.
And there we are. We are, in fact, now actually joined by Fayte. GG, man.
Thanks. How did the race go?
It went. I mean, so you had your early bubbles with. I guess you forgot to change your controls to start the game.
I need to go back and look at my VOD because half of my controls were changed and half of them were not. I need to figure out how I did that.
That's kind of impressive.
Yeah, my run and my jump got swapped and put where I wanted them to, and then my item swap didn't. So.
So you lost a little time early on, doing that, and then you actually found Gravity Suit a good ways before bizn did, but then taking that death and having to go redo basically all of Brinstar, that just
I
That
just
hurt.
figured we needed to make a point of knowing where gravity was, so I had to go find it twice.
Obviously. Also, I got to track spring ball 3 times, which in a 2-person race, getting to track spring ball 3 times is kind of impressive. But yeah, and then your unfortunate. Did you miscount your ammo, or did you think you had picked up charge, or?
I thought I had charge, and I thought I had wave earlier. Like, I got way into my own head there towards the end. Like, I think at one point I started to go towards Torian before I like checked my map and was like, wait, I don't even have wreck ship done. I need to go do Fantoon, or that's going to look really awkward.
We were a little worried about the possibility of you attempting the legendary Fantoon skip, but then you stopped right before going back into towards Parlor and checked your map. But yeah, and then unfortunately the soft lock there at Mother Brain, and since you saved after the Metroid rooms, you were perma soft locked.
Yeah. Like, I got in there, got to the 15, went to do charge, and I'm like, oh, I must have just turned it off. Flip back. Oh. Well, that's awkward.
That's not turned off. That's just not there. But it happens. And then I'm guessing, psychologically, after taking that death at gravity, that had to be at least a little bit of a hit.
Honestly, I don't even remember necessarily the death of gravity, aside from going, oh yeah, this is why I hate spike rims and wasn't going to do this early.
But then you found gravity there, so you're like, well, now I have to do it again.
Yeah. And then, like, going through, I forgot exactly where hookshot, that's Zelda. Grapple beam was. And then I
forgot where the hookshot was. I think it was somewhere in Ganon's town. No,
well, then going back and being like, oh, this is spring ball. If this is spring ball, where did I put grapple? Yeah, it's after all of the wall jumps that are horrifying.
Yeah, they're at Edakun's power bombs.
How did bizn do?
Pretty well. Like I said, you found gravity a good bit earlier. bizn went into wreck ship fairly early, killed Fantoon, but then skipped the attic, and then went and found gravity bizn only found gravity the second time you got it, about a minute or two after you got it that second time.
Oh man, that's soul crushing.
And then immediately went into Meridia and almost beelined it for Watering Hole, and found Varia quite quickly after entering Meridia. After finding ice at Mama Turtle.
Yep, ice was at Mama Turtle, and then I auto-piloted going to check high jump boot location, like 100% auto-piloted going down the elevator, and was just like, oh, well, this is happening now. Okay.
Well, I'm here. Might as well look at what's here. And then I saw you started going to ice, but then turned around halfway through.
Yeah, because I was looking for Varia, and Varia can't be there.
Well, there you go.
Started to go in, was like, oh, I'm taking damage. Oh, that means I don't have it already. Why am I looking for it here? I'm out. Because at that point, Varia was one of the only items left I needed.
Right. Well, you will move to the 1 and 2 section of the Swiss. So I don't know who you're joined by. I know the 2 and 1 is a rough crowd. I assume 1 and 2 is probably also has some good runners in there.
Well, it'll be a lot of fun then.
Absolutely. But I don't know. I think I've said everything I can say about this scene. If you've got anything else, by all means.
Aside from thank you to the Restream team and SRA for hosting this tournament, not particularly. Y'all got to see the same thing I did.
Well, thank you for joining us. Thank all of you for joining us. Thank you, bizn, for joining us if you're still there.
Yep, GG Fayte. Yeah, that's rough. I had a similar race, last race, and it's very, very, very rough.
Mm-hmm.
Especially now, hearing that you were ahead, had you not took an unfortunate death.
And it happens. There's worse things that could have happened, like having to forfeit because of IRL things right in the middle of a run. That was a good one.
Hopefully that never happens to us anymore. That is nice.
Well,
So
good luck in your
GG,
future races.
you too. Thank you very much for racing, and yeah, once again, a huge thank you to the restream, Cheese River for commentating, and Slotlog for restreaming. Thank you for making this a show.
The raid has been started, so I believe that's my my Oscar music. Hey, it's time to shut up. Thank you from everybody here at Speedrunners Arena. Thank you all for joining us. Please follow our runners. Please follow our broadcast team, and we will see you all next mission. Whenever Strutlog hits the button.
There we go.
Okay. Oh man, that sucks, Fate. Like that. I've done that once where I swore I'd picked up Charge Beam and made it in there, and then I'm like, oh shit.
Thinking back on it, I don't think I ever saw Charge or Wave. I intentionally skipped bombs and then was like, the whole way back was like, oh, I could have used bombs here and here and here and here and here.
Yeah. No,
Where
neither
was
of
Charge?
you. Charge was apparently at Cathedral, and neither of you ever went to Cathedral because you had Speed Booster by the time you were there.
And yeah,
I don't know where Wave was. I only know where Charge was because some people in chat said.
Yeah,
stuff.
it makes sense. It makes sense. Wave.
I was like, Wave probably had to be somewhere in Bubble Mountain.
Wave was Gravity.
Oh, Wave was.
I never would have. Nope.